ba 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 ba.
Penis.
So we are now ending stream.
No.
There is absolutely no need for us to be playing V.T.M.
Your mic isn't muted again if it's supposed to be.
God damn it. Thank you for the gifted sub, random fast reader. So,
Hey.
yeah, we're back with New Orleans by Night, hosted by Q Cosplay. Q Cosplay, do the thing.
Hi guys, I am Q Cosplay. I'm a voiceover artist, storyteller, DM, cosplayer, crafter, jack of all trades, master of something is in a box that I did it once upon a time. You can find me over on twitch.tv/qcosplay, and yeah, I am your storyteller. Who's next?
Hi, I'm Mags. I normally DM for the Sunday game, but tonight I am playing Edmund Mortain, the Hakata mortician. And yeah. Zelia.
Hype train.
Oh, God. And our crazy kindred.
Well,
Zelia?
nobody's going to talk. Hello, my name is Pilo. I play Jonathan Polaris, the new introduced character who is a Lasombra priest, and is just a bundle of trouble waiting to be opened.
Zelia, would you like to introduce yourself? Zelia?
I think Zelia died.
Then Tia, introduce yourself.
Hi,
I think she's AFK.
I'm Faye. I play Althera on Sundays, but today I'm playing Tia LeBeau, the Gen Z Bruja. This is the only way I can really describe her.
Our crazy Hakata is Corgi Cosplay. She normally plays Anicia, our Mellow the Fairies Yu-Gi-Oh game, but tonight she is playing a Malkavian named Zelia, and we love her. Ulysses.
Hello, I am Link. I don't normally play anyone else, but tonight I am going to be playing everyone's favorite Lasombra Civil War cavalry officer, Ulysses J. Wormwood.
And then the one and only, the man of the hour, LaRon.
It's really weird every single time you introduce me.
You're the Ventru!
She gets it weirder and weirder every time. Just
Yeah, my name is Cole. I play. I'm also known as Kai Tirps. I play Laurent Dubois, the most eligible bachelor in Louisiana, and kingpin of most of the criminal under ring there. Yeah.
And
That should be
Zelia is back, so she can actually introduce herself.
Yo. Hi, I'm Corgi. I play Zelia. She's quirky, yeah. And I got black olives. It's great.
Ew. So,
Hey, the elves are amazing. Shut the fuck up.
Otter Space Studios, otherwise known as Lydia, who plays our Toreador, will not be joining us this evening for personal reasons.
You killed the man.
Killed the man.
Killed the man. Now we out here trying to distract motherfuckers.
Let's start this up.
On my cover. Alright, I am in the process of pulling up our notes from last time. Please bear with me. Where did I put the notes? Heck. I'm gonna do this from memory. If I forget anything, Mags, please feel free to correct me, because I am in fact a dumbass. So, last session, following werewolves, following people, like showing up and fucking shit up, people catching fire, and all this other shit going down, our coterie finally got a chance to catch a breath. Lydia was spending a rather intimate evening with New Orleans' most eligible bachelor. And between them doing their thing, Ulysses helping teach Tia how to sword fight. Unfortunately, our absolutely amazing sibling Italian duo did have to depart the country to go take care of stuff back home in the motherland. Shit was all kinds of crazy, but they finally got a breather and they got to go have a karaoke night at one of Lydia's clubs. Laron tried his damnedest to win over Edmund. Edmund was not impressed. We learned that Ulysses can croon pretty well. And yeah, damn it. As they were getting to have fun and everything, they met a tall, dark, and handsome stranger with a priest's outfit on by the name of Jonathan, who everybody is kind of just like, okay, you're a vamp, cool. We're just kind of what's the vibe, bro? And yeah, so we left off, I believe, towards the end of your karaoke night, correct?
I believe
Yeah.
Yes.
Tia, Jonathan, and Laron are all outside ready to have a conversation while Edmund, Ulysses, and Zelia are inside at the moment. Only things that you didn't mention was Ulysses and Tia got into a sword fight. Zelia painted Nick's face with lots of penises.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And
it was not Nick, it was Lind.
And Ulysses got a gun, and Edmund got drunk.
Ulysses got a gun.
Because that's a very important plot point I'd like to point out. Because of Edmund's Hecata ability to see ghosts and shit, there was a very friendly Italian ghost who just kept topping off his glass of wine without him looking, and Edmund was just convinced for a while there that he had a never-ending glass of wine, and then he realized, oh, you're trying to get me shit-faced. Well, it worked.
Yep. We're supposed to go ahead and start off with Jonathan, Tia, and Laron. So I will
outside.
Yep. I will be right back. I'm gonna go get some foods while they have their convo.
All right, so outside of the club, you guys can still hear some music playing from inside. It's not super loud as if it was a full packed night, but there's some fun music playing in the background. And by now, where is my... I'll just roll this because I can't find my dice all of a sudden. There's a slightly cooler breeze coming in as the night draws on. Nothing you guys can't handle, but it also smells a little more humid than normal. There might be a rainstorm coming in the next few hours. You're not quite sure.
I love the rain.
I love the smell of rain.
Are you as well?
Okay. Is that it to set the stage, GM?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Take it away.
So, if I remember correctly last session, Tia, she's been slowly processing everything, and just when she thinks like she's finally like got it all kind of handled, something else happens, and it throws her back into that spiral. So right now she's kind of tough guying it a little bit. The back of her throat's starting to burn, like her ear, like her eyes are starting to well up, but she's trying to be like, nah, I'm tough. I've been through worse. This is nothing. I remember being at summer camp and like, starting my first period and shit. Like she's like, I've been through worse. Fuck,
Can I get a read on this? Is she trying to like hide, or is it pretty clear that she's like holding back?
She's doing her best to hide it. But right now she's kind of hovering, like she's kind of like, if you're close enough, I don't know, like if he's next to her or kind of beside her. But she kind of like has her phone close to her chest, and I guess if you were able to perceive it, she's writing a text to her mom and then deleting it and kind of going through the cycle of like writing and deleting, and like never actually hitting send.
I think I'll give you a natural one that seems like it'll meet the middle ground somewhere, and we'll let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's
If
fair.
you're trying to perceive,
I don't want to perceive
We're
it.
gonna
I'm just
meet
gonna
our-
react in LaRon style.
I
I
like
think I'll
that.
still
Fair
get the.
enough.
I think I'll get the reaction. I need.
Flavor.
So LaRon, like, he's outside and he's just not even looking around him. Really, just comes out, pulls out the blunt, and lights that some bitch up, and lovely nights like this. Been quite some time since I've been able to just enjoy and taking the breeze. Night air leads in. How you doing, Tia?
Me? I'm peachy. You know, it's I can basically teleport now, so that's really fucking cool. Killed a guy. That was cool. Beat up a racist. So I'd say, like on a pretty big high. You know.
Pretty big high. All right. Well, you want to get a little bit high? He like hands over the.
you can see like she wants to take it, but you can see like, you know, when you're with someone and you can see the fact that their parents' voice is running through their head right now. Like all she's imagining is her mom going absolutely ape shit at the fact that she's smoking weed, but she's like, I mean, if you're offering, I know you got like primo stuff, so
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
this is definitely going to be a bit of a hit for you. It's going to be very different than anything you've had when you were during your life. And
Yeah.
now in your unlife, this will be a different sensation, a little more mellowed out, but it'll still kick you a little bit. So take that.
And she's gonna take a hit. Yeah, she's gonna. She kind of she like clears her throat. In a mix of like, man, it's been a while since she smoked, and also she's trying not to cry. So yeah.
So, I have a question for Tia.
Yeah.
How much did you smoke before you died?
I'd say on the lighter, moderate side. She mostly smoked for like pain, and anxiety.
Question for LaRon. How strong is this shit?
Okay. So, I've had time to, today was the day I decided to think about the lore behind what
You got
LaRon
so
smoked.
excited.
I
I'm
have an
glad you
idea.
thought of that.
No, I
Okay,
had
I'm
to think
listening.
about it like real deep. So what I think is like LaRon paid a fuck ton of money over like the course of like 3 or 4 decades, right? Trying to find a way to create a plant that could draw nutrients from blood specifically, right? That was his goal. So then he found that, and then what he did was he would take blood donation from people who were like on like, you know, people who go to like safe safe
Yeah.
drug stations. I don't know what to call it. Like the ones where you can go to and people were like, hey, you can do some coke or heroin here, but like take this sinus form and we'll make sure you have clean needles and shit like that. Like what's it called?
Those
I know what you're
exist?
talking about. They're like
Yeah.
a special clinic, basically.
Yeah.
Ah.
So he would take blood donations from those and from heavy donors and users around and slowly implemented that into a plant until it would produce natural THC, but also from like blood as the primary nutrient source. Then he dried it and made it this. So this is what I call bloody hell's lettuce.
Yes.
Okay, in that case, Tia, I'm gonna need you to make me a roll here because you've never.
Oh my
smoked
god, that's
anything like
fucking
this.
amazing. I want to hear more lore about this super weed.
We can go into that later on. That'll be part of the like, you know.
All right, what do I
fun
need to
facts
roll?
we post or whatever. I am pulling that up because I've never had to have somebody roll for smoking dried drug blood. Give me one
I was thinking it's like a cousin of like kudzu, because you know how like kudzu like can still like
grows like an inch an hour kind of deal.
Well, no, like you can like there have been studies where kudzu will like take nutrients from like bones and sinew and like still grow. So that's why I'm thinking like something similar. Like Like
There
this.
is a real
Uh,
plant that does like consume
Go
blood.
ahead
I forgot what
Ooh.
it's called, but
roll
there's a real. It's
me.
either a fungus or a plant. I think it's a
Probably a
plant.
fungus.
It probably is a fungus, but I believe
Yeah,
there's a plant that does it
Yes,
too.
what do I
Either way,
know?
Tia. I need you to roll me a I guess a stamina and let's do fuck, I've never had to do this before. God damn you people.
any
Maybe like a
Let's do
resolve.
Stamina. I
If
was
it's
gonna
any
say stamina,
consolation,
composure, and resolve. All three of those.
Ooh,
this probably is
okay.
like about as equivalent, somewhere
But
between
there
a
is a
nicotine high and a
catch.
marijuana high.
What's the catch?
The catch is you have to roll however many blood dice. What is your but fuck, I
My
just lost it.
potency?
God damn it. Yes.
0. I'm a 16th generation. I'm a baby.
Dead.
Fuck. Okay. How many hunger dice do you have?
0.
Dead.
Great. Roll 5.
What?
It's trust me.
Okay. I'm gonna send you a screenshot of what this is, but it says 4 successes.
Okay. As long as there's no crit failures, you're good.
Okay, I'm still gonna post this here.
Are you posting it in the table or player chatter?
The table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jonathan kind of meanders out, while he's Laurent's handing the weed over, and he kind of looks at her and looks at him, and he looks back up
Okay,
at the moon and goes, "So are we sharing?"
Ooh.
I thought she's kind of coughing. She's like, I thought priests couldn't partake in sin.
Fucking lying.
Somehow, Tia, I don't know how you fucking did this. Your hunger doesn't increase. You don't lose anything, and you actually managed to hit this pretty fucking hard.
Let's fucking go.
Your mother's somewhere
sound like you
sitting
can
going,
hang.
I don't know why, but I'm suddenly very disappointed in my child. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
She wakes up from a deep sleep. Her eyes just snap open.
Yeah, no, somewhere in the distance, you just get the feeling of the chancla being picked up, and there's just this thought of, I'm not mad, but I'm just disappointed in you.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad be super impressed, though. Her dad be like, that's my girl!
Whoa.
Okay, yeah, so you're totally fine, Tia. Like, I expected that to take a whole other fucking...
Yeah, I thought...
The dice said fucking bet.
But yeah, Tia's gonna look at Jonathan. Again, this guy's snarky, and she doesn't like him because he's encroaching on her people. She's a little territorial now that she's gotten to know them. And she's like, I thought priests couldn't partake in, like, sin or something.
My darling, we are all rife with sin. I have come to terms with my own damnation the moment I was turned. As long as I confess, it'll be all right.
Been thinking about this line for like 5 minutes. I'm gonna
Say
get
it.
this out.
Say it.
Laurent grabs the blunt from T and goes like, "Well then, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned," and then passes him.
Yes!
Okay,
Passes the blunt to Jonathan.
this is not the first time he's heard this.
No,
So-
nor will it be the last.
He reaches a hand out, real slow, real gentle, and gently cradles Laurent's chin and tips his head up just a little bit so they lock eyes, and he says,
God, he's taller than me, motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
"Don't worry, child. If you get on your knees and you repent, I'm sure the Father will find forgiveness for your sin." And then he takes a hit from the blood.
Old man Yowie before the 4th of July?
Not in my Christian Minecraft server. I mean, what? God.
How American of this.
Aren't you a trauma, Father? Fortunately, and he just like he like pulls in close a little. He like grabbed his chin. Like Laurent's just like getting in like real close. He's like, but it's gonna take a lot more than that for me to come to the pinks. And he like, let's go.
Oh, don't worry. I'll always have a confessional booth ready for you.
Oh dear.
Tia's
met that.
just standing in between this, looking at the two of them, and then slowly blinking. Is like, are you gonna smoke or not?
She smoked it, didn't? Who, me?
He
I'll do it right now.
after his first flirtation.
Puff, puff, pass, people.
Oh, yeah,
That's
we're
right.
doing that shit.
Oh my god. Q the DM is having problems here. Fuck.
But yeah,
Caught off guard.
Tia's a little happier that they didn't notice her about to have a fucking mental breakdown. She's glad she could hide it. And she kind of leans against the wall a little bit, and she's like, so, you guys been kindred long time, right?
About 240 years, yes.
Since the birth of Louisiana.
Yeah, so that's saw a lot of cool shit. Probably participated in a lot of cool shit too. I hope I have something to look forward to like that.
Yeah. May
You go
I
ahead.
be honest with you?
Sure.
I want you to keep that spark that you got right now as long as you can, because Unlife makes things that sound like cool events are no more than momentary past. A gold pandemic could hit an entire planet, and a single kindred would not feel the difference, the weight of that moment. It hits us and impacts us a little bit different. But it's that bit of humanity, that sympathy and empathy for the people around you that still have life to live. It's sort of what helps us not lose ourselves to this moment. And I don't know if the father over here would agree with me. At least I've seen many things. I've seen many events. You could call them cool if you would like to. But the thing that sticks with me are the people I've watched grow old, die before me. That's what stays.
Yeah. I guess it would, huh? I'm not too worried. I mean, I got a long time before my mom and dad go, and I mean, who needs stuff like that when I can, make actual monumental change, like scaring the shit out of politicians by blipping in and out of places, You see, like tears are actually started the weed started to do its thing, and she started to
I got a napkin now. I at least got a handkerchief while Jonathan's talking. I heard Jonathan about to say something.
Jonathan, he gently puts a hand on her shoulder. Not like a just in a companionable way, and he says,
Yeah.
I would give anything to not have watched my parents go. It's hard, and it will remain hard. But understand, over time, the grief will get smaller. And as long as you keep that love of life in your heart, child, life will seem like a gift. Right now, it's big and it's scary. It was big and scary, and I was much older than you when I was turned. It cost the life of my sister because my maker left me starving in a pit of bodies, tossed aside, careless, and I killed my sister.
Fuck.
But you have a coterie, you have support, and you have people who truly seem to care about you. You are not alone, and even in the moments where you feel the most alone, you will not be alone. Because if you have faith, whatever your religion is, damned or not, God will still love you, and God will still welcome you into his arms when your time comes.
If I may, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to point out for the viewers as well, Jonathan has basically assumed y'all are a coterie when you've said, no, we're not a coterie so many fucking times. Just wanted to point that out there.
Yeah. Tia's gonna she thanks Laurent for the handkerchief and starts to kind of dab her eyes. She worked hard on this makeup. And then it all kind of starts to slowly crumble and the tears come a little more and she's her nose scrunches up. And because she has the human thing, one little thing is when she cries, she does that little thing where her nose gets red. And so she again it's starting to fall and she's like, I mean, just fuck, no, I don't know why I'm fucking crying. This is nothing. Fuck.
It is something.
Shit.
It is.
I thought I was gonna, work this shitty tourist job for a bit, maybe marry the guy that worked, daytime hours. He was cute. He still is cute. Fuck. And maybe we're gonna have a kid or two and I was gonna grow up and take care of my mom and my dad and I was gonna have a fucking life.
Jonathan takes her hand.
And because of some fucking vampire government whatever bullshit, I got turned and everything's fucking upside down. I don't even know if I can still have kids, right? That was one of my fucking dreams.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Truly. I don't think there's a kindred worth their spirit, what's left of it at least, that would wish this life upon anybody. It's tragic to have it happen so young as well, with so much left that you had to offer before you were forced into this. Nothing changes that now. And I don't say that to be flippant. I say that because we are dealt the cards that we have and must move with purpose since then. And tragic as this all might be right now, and tragic as time progresses, Tia, not too many younglings have I met with the spirit and zeal that you have. And I think that's worth something. I think that your youthful energy and presence is something that has been desperately needed in this club of old people who've grown too lazy with how things move. And I think someone like you is destined to shake that. I'd love to watch your rise.
She kind of sniffles and again wipes her tears and she's like, I'm sorry for crying and shit.
I request no apologies, nor do I accept this one. You are
always
allowed to
the
cry.
fucking gentleman.
Life doesn't have to stop, my dear, simply because you're unalive now. Many vampires make normal lives as normal as they can get. It just takes a little bit of extra work. But the spark I've seen in you, even in these scant few hours, Laurent is right. You're going to shake things up. And you will have support.
I mean, this is nice. I'm glad to have all of you, and it's nice, but I'm so fucking confused. I feel so on top of the world, and then I sit and I remember and realize that it's all over and different and not the way I wanted it to be different. I fuck, I got abandoned by the guy that turned me. He just dropped me off on someone else's doorstep like I was some discarded puppy.
Yeah, the next time I see Nons, I want you to know he will not. He will be suffering as much as physically. I promise you that much.
There's that, and then there was the weird Prince Baron guy that said I'm part of something. What the fuck am I part of? I sure, you know, I was in the theater club in high school, but that's about as close to being part of something as I've been in the last 4 or 5 years. And I don't know why my brain keeps going back to this, but the whole family thing, the whole, you know, when you're a kid, you dream up of a wedding and kids, and no one's explained to me how kindred biology works, you know.
You have a wedding.
Yeah, but
You just have to adjust the settings and stuff. We can have you a wedding. You can have a child. I've done it many times.
wait, you have little Laurents running around somewhere?
No, I have to keep up a facade for me to be able to have the control I have. And in Louisiana, my power and influence, I've found a unique way of sort of recapitulating things. So I adopt a small child, roughly when I'm at a adultified age, and I'm interested in. I let them know the situation. They live their lives normally. They do some things behind. I tell them what to do behind the scenes for about a couple of years. Then they have me again later down the road, and then we swap bodies. Yada yada yada. It's been functioning. Those kids have healthy lives.
But you can't like have a kid
Have
the way
children.
the way
You cannot
normal
birth
people
a
would
child.
want.
Birthing a child, no. But the ability to raise a child is technically within your grasp.
And there are many irresponsible kindred out there that feel the need to change a child. It is not appropriate. It is not a welcomed idea, but they still do it to grasp onto the idea that they must be parents somehow. And there are children out there that have been turned and could use guidance.
Real quick, Tia, you're having an emotional moment, aren't you?
Yeah, I haven't mentioned, but like during like her kind of big outburst, right? She punched a light post or a wall. Like she's pissed.
She dented some
That makes
shit.
this even more fun. So you're gonna have to do something for me. How much do you have in humanity?
Why? Who's asking?
1, 2, 3.
Because Tia is having a
7.
very emotional. You have 7 humanity. Okay. Roll me that with your hunger dice.
I don't have any hunger. Do you want me to do 5 like I did last time?
This is a special circumstance.
Okay. Here's my the screenshot is similar to what I just rolled is similar to what I sent, except instead of 3 red crosses, it's 2 red crosses.
How many black crosses are there?
Still 1.
So you managed not to lose a piece of your humanity during all of this. You managed to hold on to it as tight as possible. But because you did let your inner beast out a little bit out of anger, and you did punch that light post pretty hard, you do obtain 1 point of hunger.
I'm so hungry.
So you're not starving yet, but as you're having this emotional release, you hear the inner beast within you just, that's it, embrace your anger. I wonder what would happen if we just let loose and finally let out everything. I wonder if that guy down the road is still available. He looked like he was pretty drunk, you know. It'd be a shame if we went over there and just tore his throat out.
She's a consensualist.
Yes, but the inner beast within.
Oh,
It's
true.
not.
If you reach a certain point of hunger, you will frenzy, and it does not matter what your feeding type is. So while you may be a consensualist, the inner beast is like, fuck it, there's a druggie on the corner. He's prime target. Let's go.
Yeah, no, she again kind of like she takes a second to compose herself and then turns back to Laurent and Jonathan. She's like, this is fucking bullshit. Yeah. This is such bullshit. Maybe it's a little cliche, maybe it's a little out of, how I look and how people will perceive me, but God, this is so stupid to think about. I had names picked out. I had little after school events I imagined my kids going to, and now I can't fucking have any of it. I can't. Yeah, I can adopt, and I'd still love the kid, but fuck, why am I so fixated on having kids? Fuck!
I was fixated for the first 50 years about the fact that I wasted all my life putting off having children, despite what my parents had been begging me to do. And then when I got turned and was made aware that I was no longer able to ever have children, I spent 50 years struggling with the realization that my line ended with me. My parents died because they had no other children besides me, and I'd killed my sister. I am the last Polaris. It's a hard thing to swallow. It is a hard thing to come to grips with, but you will find a way. We all must find ways.
You're right, and besides, we have bigger fish to fry, like Miss Lydia's ex-boyfriend somehow bring back Kane, whoever that guy is in the tomb, and I still need
First
to.
you've heard of this, by the way, Jonathan.
Oh yeah, he's filing that away.
She's like, and
Yeah.
on top of that, again, somehow I'm part of a key to something. I was a tour guide. How the fuck am I a key to anything except maybe a good po' boy shop? That's what I'm a key for. Some nice little hole-in-the-wall restaurants. Not some grand design. And she's kind of... again, she's a little... afraid. Her nerves are a little afraid, so she kind of snatches the joint from Laurent's hand and takes another, big hit to kind of chill herself out before, handing it back to Laurent, saying, sorry, I should have asked. I needed it, right then.
At this point, it's fine. I just want you to know, look, I can't relate. At the age I was when I children was far removed from me compared to anything else. Much deeper things were happening in this glorious country. What I will say though is I did have things I would have.
Your mic's kind of cutting out.
Sorry. There are things I wanted to do that I will no longer be able to do. I really enjoyed just being out in the sun as a whole, as a thing. And my dream at one point was patch of grass down south somewhere, right on the ocean. Can't really do that now, because I can't enjoy the sunlight of it all. Can't enjoy what makes it amazing. I can't travel the world the way I would like to see it in its most beauteous state. But what I do in my spare time does offer me peace. I spend a lot of time putting my money where my mouth is and trying to fund underfunded areas within Louisiana. And I've been doing so ever since currency was a thing here. So you can still find purpose. Even if it's not the thing that you always expected you to do, you'll find something that gives you purpose and makes you want to keep this unlife going for as long as possible. Trust me on that one, at least.
Just remember, the greatest heroes come from the humblest of origins. You may have only been a tour guide, but clearly a plan has been set around you that you don't quite understand yet. And you will find, like Laurent said, you will find your purpose. And whether you embrace that purpose or not is up to you. You always have a choice.
All right. Well, while that's going down, because holy fuck, that got deep. We're gonna go to inside where Zelia, Edmund, and Ulysses, I believe, are all hanging out. Correct?
I would say at this point, Edmund had excused himself to the bathroom, promptly thrown up all the fucking alcohol in his system, and made his way back over to Ulysses and Zelia.
You've done it a number of times. It's easy enough. You figure it. And on top of that, you work on dead bodies. You know how this shit works. It takes you all of like 2 minutes to take care of that.
Walks out looking at them both.
Ulysses gives him a nod and indicates a seat next to him.
Where's Zelia at this moment? She got my keys. This bitch.
The titty keys.
Zelia, I think at that point, after Edmund went to go to the bathroom, she would have gone and sat at the bar.
Excuse you.
So Edmund
Sorry.
looks at Zelia, holds out his hand. May I have my keys back?
She's gonna get a very cheeky smile and look at him. She's like, "You guys go digging for them."
He looks at you and just goes, you have touched undead titties before, you will touch them again. So, if you could give me my keys back.
You're no fun. And she reaches in. She actually reaches into her pocket. It's her dress's pocket. She reaches into her pocket and she pulls it out and hands it to him.
He takes the keys and he looks at both Ulysses and Zelia. Tonight was different.
Leave his ears alone.
But I should probably excuse myself.
Understandable.
A good morning to you, Dr. Mortain.
He nods to Ulysses. What were you saying, Zelia?
Oh, she's just gonna smile and just be like, yeah, no, we need to do this more often.
Doesn't say like, yeah, we should, or no, we shouldn't. Just offers a, before he starts heading out. Leaving Zelia alone with our cowboy.
You really like getting under people's skin, huh?
She's just gonna kind of side-eye him and just like kind of smiles, and she's like, it can be fun to see how people react.
Ulysses just sips his whiskey in response.
I will
does that
say
taste?
at this... Sorry. Real quick, at this point, you guys all notice as Lydia hangs up her phone and gives you guys a quick, gotta go check on something, something's up with Nick. I have my phone if you need me, and she's taking off.
Zelia's just gonna have to wave bye to her.
Same.
She looks at you specifically, and she's like, don't set anything on fire, and then keeps going.
No fun.
Is that a recurring concern with you?
Maybe. What day is it?
What day is it?
It is a day that I will tell you in
Actually, no.
July 3rd.
I'm gonna say Ulysses says that in character.
In character, it's a Monday.
He has no idea what day it
okay.
is.
He just, as he says that, Zelia's like sitting there, and he looks like she's like counting, and she's like on her fingers, and she's like moving them, like she's counting something, and then she's
She's
just
got
like,
like the finger abacus going.
yeah, and then she's like, Monday. I think
Zelia.
it's Monday. Pretty sure it's Monday. No, today we're good.
God, this has been a long week.
Edmund heads outside.
Okay. While you head outside, Zelia, we're gonna have some fun real quick because mid-conversation, you get some fun stuff in your head. I do apologize for interrupting the flow, but this one's actually important. You start having visions of a couple of omens that pop into your head.
Does anything
Seemingly
happen when
from
she gets
nowhere.
these? Like,
How, like, you could go, oh, that's so Raven if you want. It could be like the fucking Exorcist, floating off, your mother sucks cocks in hell, or it could be whatever the fuck you want it to be.
I'm gonna say just because, like, she has a better composure than compared to, like, Chris. I would say probably when these hit her, I would say she'd probably drop to the, like, just pass out kind of look.
Mm-hmm.
So, sitting in the chair, I'm guessing she's probably just gonna fall backwards off the chair and onto the floor.
Bam. And she's honestly used to it. It's become a game of, ooh, where am I gonna land this time? But you have an omen vision of ravens running amok in an alleyway behind the club. Small bones are scattered in a very suggestive pattern. You do notice that in this vision, the Haven, as this club has been known by Lydia for about since you guys got back, it is a full moon, and there are no shadows being cast by it, nor by you. The ravens themselves are black, but they all have a single white feather in the middle of their foreheads. It looks kind of like somebody just took a white chalk and just straight up the forehead. The last thing you notice is that there is a wasp nest hanging from the club, like right above the front door. But this nest isn't like normal nests. It's shaped like City Hall for some reason. Like it's shaped like the Capitol building here in New Orleans. And from that nest, it's not wasps that come out, but rather black dots that look like shadows without form, just kind of float out and dissipate into the night air. And you come back to.
From my perspective, what just happened?
Zelia was talking to you 1 second, and then she just passed the fuck out.
And fell backwards out of the chair.
Okay, so Ulysses is crouched over her looking concerned when she comes to.
I will say that the particular vision that you had lasted about 5 minutes in the real world. In your visions, unfortunately, time is just kind of non-existent.
If it was 5 minutes, then who else is inside right now? Is anyone else inside?
Edvin was heading to the door. The doctor.
I might have actually called Edmund back over because I'm going like, Jesus Christ, what the hell?
So
Yeah.
as soon as you call out Edmund's name, he turns around, sees Ellie on the floor, and is just like, is this one of her ploys? As he starts walking over, like, and what happened?
She was talking about setting fires, and now she's passed out on the floor.
Edmund's going to get like a cloth with some ice and essentially put like the coldness to her face, see if it wakes her up.
It does nothing. Zelia is completely unresponsive, and had you guys not known she was a kindred, you would assume she was just another corpse.
So what do I have to roll in order to figure out if this is this is just a a Malkavian thing or something's actually wrong.
I would say for you, roll me an intelligence and normally I would say politics, but because you're just kind of looking for the general idea of what this might be, let's do occult.
Occult? No medicine? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You could roll medicine, but in this situation, I don't think it would fall under that.
Okay, and no hunger dice.
You have 0 hunger.
7 successes because 1's a crit.
It takes you a minute to kind of thumb through the memories you have of all the stuff that you've read over the years, but after a minute you realize that A, she is perfectly fine and safe, and B, this is definitely a Malkavian thing because you see the occasional eye twitch behind her eyelids. For a second it looks like she might be half whispering something, but not really. But it takes all of a couple minutes for you to be like, oh no, she'll be fine.
So Edmund,
she's just being creepy.
So Edmund kind of reaches down, takes her face with his index finger and his thumb, and kind of moves it upwards. So he's looking at her as he's examining. He's like, I'm pretty sure this is just a Malkavian thing. Her heart is still not beating, and she's not warm to the touch, so she's still dead.
Well, okay then. Malks are weird, man.
Malkavians are. As Elia's coming back into focus, as Ulysses saying this, Edmund goes, Malkavians are one of the most the most curious-minded ones. Hand still holding her face.
Alright. Zelia, as they're having this conversation, because it took a couple of minutes and then there was some discussion and stuff, you come to with Edmund just holding your face, just squish.
Zelia's just gonna kind of eyes just pop right open, and she's just like, I had other things in my brain, but what the hell is going on here now?
We are discussing the curious nature of a Malkavian.
You were talking about setting fires, and then you were on the floor.
Oh, crows! Behind hive, scary weird wasp, and she's just gonna kind of what?
He takes out a pen and paper and goes, deep breaths, and repeat what you saw.
Crows behind the bar. They're ravens. They were ravens. Ravens with white on their forehead, like a white feather. There was a beehive. No, wasp nest. That was above the door to the bar. But they weren't wasps coming out of it. It was they were shadows, little shadow soot balls. Have you ever seen Spirited Away?
No.
Of course, I'm talking to the wrong people. Okay, well, they were just little shadow ball things coming out of it, and
like sea urchins.
Shape
of sea urchins.
Kind of like that, but shadow ball thingies. Yes.
Anything else?
I think that was all.
Well, let's go check behind the bar then.
He stands up, straightens up, and he stands up, offers a hand for Zelia to stand the fuck up.
Yeah, she's gonna take it.
Real quick, Zelia, did you mention that nothing was casting shadows?
Oh no.
Would you like to have forgotten that, or would you like me to allow a mulligan and to include that?
Well, I'm thinking okay, he hands out his, he offers up his hand. She takes it, stands up, kind of that woo, okay, things are coming back into perspective, and then she's gonna be like, okay, so there was also a full moon, and nothing was casting shadows. I wasn't even casting a shadow. nothing had shadows.
I'm gonna activate Oblivion's Sight as we head over there. Stay on guard.
As soon as you guys go... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Ulysses.
Ulysses is going to draw his sword as well.
Is anybody going to tell the people out front?
I mean, we can go out the front and then go around the back.
Because your options are either just go straight through the back door or go let the others know.
I think Edmund's going to offer Zelia, would you like to go get the others while me and Ulysses go take a look?
Yeah, that might be a better bet. Let the strong men go out there. And Zelia's gonna take off running for the front door.
Okay, so that's... Yeah. Okay. So Ulysses is drawing his sword. Edmund, what are you doing to prepare?
I am activating Oblivion Sight, meaning my irises become black against the white of... against the white. You ignore all darkness penalties, even those brought on by supernatural, and you can see ghosts. Essentially, if something's psychically hiding itself in the darkness, like Nosferatu's in Hidden, I can see them. Is there any Nosferatus as we're heading out? Just taking a sip at the bar, like, what the fuck's happening with these people?
Lind is still in the corner, by the way. He hasn't left the corner.
He can stay in the corner.
No.
He's grounded.
The only Nosferatu you see is your dear friend Lind, who is still pissed off at you.
Edmund didn't do shit. He's pissed off at Zelia. How dare?
And Ulysses has not met this man.
As a collective. How dare you allow her to do this?
Literally, it's a case of, I can't believe you let her do this.
I don't even know what he let her do. He was too drunk, but okay, we head to the back of the bar.
Exactly, that's the problem. But anyway, he's the only Nosferatu you see. You do see your Italian ghosty friend who's sitting there just polishing a glass, whistling to himself. That same glass has probably been polished 1 billion times by now.
Okay, we head out.
Alright, before we get to what's behind the bar, Zelia, you run out. Tia looks like she has been sobbing hysterically, like Dingo ate my baby kind of sobbing. You see a fat fucking blunt being passed between the three of them. And Laron and Jonathan look like they've just laid down some Uncle Iroh level sage-ass wisdom going on here.
So yeah, Zelia's gonna bust through the front door, like, really hard.
Jesus, what's going on?
The door slams open and bounces back and almost hits you, but you manage to dodge it by like a centimeter. This ain't the first time you've done this.
Well, hearing Laron, but then seeing Tia, she's gonna run over and just give Tia a big old giant hug. Just like literally almost like glomp her.
That's a word I haven't heard in years, Jesus.
Oh man, I feel old now.
Tia kind of she manages to catch Zelia. She's like, oh fuck. Hey ZZ, you okay?
Possibly. Are you okay though?
I'm great. Couldn't be better.
Why'd you break down the door that's going out here? I mean, not break it down, but why'd you bust the door open?
We need to go into the back. I had a spooky Malkavian thing. I saw shit, so we have to go in the back.
What? What is she talking about?
So Zelia's just gonna keep her one arm around Tia and kind of lead her towards the front door, and just being like,
she's playing Tamaki, where, like, you know, Tamaki drags Haruhi, just like, and we're doing this thing.
Well, like, not looped in, but like around her and just being like, so, I'm a Malkavian, and we get visions. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, like this one.
Let's get moving.
Okay.
Will you be okay for a bit? Can you put your big girl pants on?
They've been on.
You can fight shit.
Excellent. Fantastic here. Let's get it going.
And And we're all gonna march off to the front door and go through.
Are you gonna follow him, Jonathan?
Absolutely.
All right, because like
Stand out here with my thumb up my ass.
not only that, but being a La Sombra and given your lifestyle, like the lifestyle you've chosen to lead as the undead, you know Malkavians are to be taken seriously when they say this shit.
Oh yeah,
So,
and something
Go ahead.
needs to die, so he's there for it.
as they're walking out, Edmund is going to whisper to Ulysses as they're getting prepared to walk out the back door and say, "Could it be possible that she saw a murder being taken place? A bunch of ravens, they are called a murder, no?"
Oh. God, I'm no good at riddles. Well,
A murder of crows, as it were.
They get to the back door. Ulysses opens it.
Mm-hmm.
What does he see?
I need to roll something first.
No, you don't.
Dun,
You just
dun,
gotta tell me what
dun.
you see.
That
is so simple.
is 9 dice plus that plus.
How much of it do you
this.
actually see? Shit.
All of it.
As soon as the door opens, the both of you hear footsteps rapidly retreating, but they're gone before you can pick up where they went.
I
It
have
almost
acute
sounded
hearing.
like- If I can finish. It sounded like they were running down the alleyway, but suddenly the footsteps just stopped, as if they levitated into the air and took off.
Well, considering they
What
just
you-
stopped. Go ahead.
What you see is a glimpse of a shadow that disappears as quickly as the footsteps did, and on the ground is a dead body.
well,
So-
one on the board for Edmund.
So because we didn't see they get levitated up away, Edmund's just heading to where he heard the footsteps stop. He's like, dead body, okay, head over there. I'll deal with that in my mortuary, it's fine.
All right. When you get over there, go ahead and roll me a let's do wits and investigation.
Wits and investigation.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah. 4 for wits. My investigation. Shit. I'm gonna use a willpower to reroll. 2 successes.
All right. Does not beat the 3, but I will say that you see some smaller footsteps in the dirt. Looks like maybe because you work in a mortuary, you have to know this kind of thing. Looks like maybe a woman's size 5 or 6. But the shoe itself left a very like suit style dress shoe imprint. And this person ran a good like 10-15 feet before you notice the footprints got a little deeper and there's mud scattered around it, implying that they either jumped or they flew off.
Edmund takes this in, kneeling down, touching the shoe print, thinking for a bit and going, is there any buildings nearby that they could have leaped onto?
There's a ton of buildings they could have leapt onto. So where this club is kind of like on the edge of the warehouse district, leading to the warehouses out on the out on the bank. And just where you're standing, there's at least 5 or 6 different warehouses they could have jumped onto if that's where they went.
Edmund will make a note as he returns back over. Is the dead body got any ghosts? Bad eyes?
Funny you should mention that. Real
but
quick,
before-
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say before that, while Edmund's chasing them, you can have like everyone else do something.
All right, yeah, so this is all happening while Edmund is going and looking into the footprints and stuff. What order did you guys leave from the front to the back in, or did you just kind of go all together?
Probably went all together.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably all together. Zelia probably would have sat further behind, probably holding like kind of Tia and letting Jonathan and, and Laurent go first. Be like,
Sending in the barbarians while the mages
Yeah.
stay at the back.
Yeah.
Look correctly.
Okay, yes. You guys don't hear the footsteps or anything like that, but you do see Ulysses looking at a dead body in the alleyway.
Yo,
What the fuck?
what's the situation?
We found a dead body.
Okay.
Clearly.
Anything else?
Edmund- Edmund ran off trying to see if he could track the people who left it, but it's not looking good. I am going to inspect the dead body, if I may.
All right. Go ahead, and because you were in the wars and you do kind of know, like, a basic idea of at least how to, like, what's the word? Postpartum check dead bodies, because, you had to make sure that your enemies were dead. Go ahead and roll me a wits and medicine check.
Well, that's not going to be very good. I'm not good at either of those.
Oh, oops. Sorry.
Can I roll investigation instead of medicine?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
That's slightly better. Let's see. 1 success.
And this is for crit fails. Cool. Yeah, no, 1 is all you need.
Woo!
I literally rolled 4 crit failures on 7 dice. So
Where are
that's
you
equivalent of
rolling
8.
for in this instance? Is the body trying to hide its secrets?
That you're gonna find out.
The ghost
Next
is
time.
shy.
So you check the body over. There's no bite marks. There's nothing saying this was a kindred hit. But in spite of the fact that you can't find any sign of bite marks or anything, the body itself looks completely drained. And, like, you can't even smell blood pouring through this person's veins anymore.
Possibly stupid question.
Yes.
Can I tell if this is a kindred?
They are not.
Okay.
This is just a poor human, and because of your investigation, I will say that his face is kind of familiar to you. You can't quite place where, but you have seen him before.
Recently or a while ago? Or can
Recently.
I not tell?
This is still pretty fresh in your head. Like, you might have seen him in passing, might have seen a guy driving by kind of thing, but, like, his face is kind of sticking out to you, and you're not quite sure why.
Does anyone here know this guy? I'm asking around.
Do we?
If you would like to find out if you do know this person or not, I will allow you to roll either intelligence or wits, and either investigation or streetwise because of the situation.
Investigation or
Okay,
streetwise?
so-
What was the other one?
You can either roll in investigation or streetwise, and then either intelligence or wits.
Okay, so like a combination be intelligence and streetwise, and another be like wits and investigation.
Exactly. You can use any combo of the stat and the ability.
That's 7 dice.
I'll use streetwise and wits as well.
D10s, right? The fuck?
Yes.
And then 5 and below is a fail. Anything above that is a pass. 10 is a crit
Okay,
success.
5.
1 is a
Yep.
crit failure.
I got 1 blank red dice and 2 black dices with a cross in it.
I got 3 out of 5 successes.
Send me a screenshot of what you got real quick if you can, Jonathan. If you're able to, of course.
I think I got 5 successes, which 2 of those were crits, so the 5 successes.
Okay. 5 successes.
I'm sending the screenshot now.
For some reason, it's easier for my brain to process it if I can see it.
Where is the queue?
was gonna say, you can just send it to the table.
Oh, it's too late. I already DM'd you.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, you're good.
Ooh.
You have 2 successes, no failures.
Okay.
All right, so 2 successes, 2 crit successes, 3 failures.
Damn.
So you said 2 crit successes, which makes that 4. No, yes, 4. 2 regular successes.
Yep. And 3 failures.
Okay, so I had to do the math. So basically, you have 3 successes because the 3 failures and 3 successes cancel out.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody else got. Okay, if you. Let's do it this way because my brain is being dumb. If you got 2 or more successes, say I.
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 Okay, cool. All y'all fuckers know this guy. He is the I have it in my notes. I need to stop turning away from my fucking note page. God.
Is he the cook at the Waffle House?
No, he
Oh, thank
works at
God.
the Capitol.
The capital.
Like he works at the New Orleans Capitol building.
Oh.
When were we there?
I don't.
Or-
I think it's just, he's a public figure, is what Cam is saying.
Yeah,
So
he
he's
is
somebody that
a-
we would be on.
I know. Fuck.
I can't remember the official title for it. He's basically like the vice president to the governor, like the secretary / everything else that the governor doesn't want to do.
Was he a
LeBron,
bitch?
especially, you know him personally.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh.
Yo, who was the...
His name is Marcus Gambry.
Marcus Gambry?
Gambry.
Gambry.
He
Damn it, Vice
is,
Governor Gambry. Shit.
You know
he
this
is
guy?
actually one of your good friends. He went to college with one of your kids.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And he
Yeah, I watched
knows
this young man grow up.
he knows your secret. He's sworn to it. He hasn't turned you wrong, and you were actually set to meet up with him next month to celebrate his birthday.
Oh no.
4 days
The rest
from
of you
retirement.
The rest of y'all just know him from being a public figure and speaking on behalf of the governor when the governor can't be around, kind of deal.
Oh.
Oh yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
No,
that guy with the
family's,
face.
family's fine. But
You also know he has 3 kids and 2 grandkids.
Oh
he's
fuck.
married.
Yep.
Is he a nice guy?
Fuck, I have obligations.
His public, like the public opinion of him is that they prefer him over the governor. He's a really chill guy, real down to earth, whereas the governor is just kind of like, ah, yes, I'm in charge because I come from a rich family. Haha, fuck you.
Yo,
I would've
Tia
hung
looks at
out
him.
with
She's like, I actually voted for that guy. I wrote him in instead of the governor.
No, much appreciated. Fuck, damn it. Okay.
And I will say that it's pretty easy to tell what Ulysses found out because of the way that he looked over the body and stuff. Between him and the context clues, y'all can figure out that somehow this guy was drained of all his blood, but nobody did the biting.
So, not necessarily a vampire, but someone with the ability to.
Would a mage be able to do this? That's what they're called, right? Mages?
Sorcerers, witches, mages.
A mage can do pretty much anything, but that raises questions of motive, certainly. This isn't. This isn't Marie Laveau's style, is it? Like she wouldn't do something
Oh,
like
no.
this.
She's not the kind to do something like this and then just leave a mess. She cleans up after herself, and she always gives her victims more respect than this, even if they
She's
don't
a
deserve it.
lady. She's a respectable woman. She's a lady.
I am I'm gonna take a long shot. Is draining a body without leaving a physical mark something that a like high-powered vampire would be able to do, like an antediluvian or someone like that?
That is a possibility for sure. That one, you've been around long enough to know that, like, there's been rumors of stuff like that. You always just kind of brushed off as, yeah, sure, totally can happen. But there's always been that little bit of a voice that goes, well, what if?
Could this have been one of the guys with a piece of Kane's coffin?
For that, go ahead and roll me intelligence and... Do you have any points in occult?
Do, actually.
Let's do intelligence and occult then.
One crit success.
You know what? That's enough. You definitely know that this could be done by somebody who possesses even a fraction of the coffin.
We need to get Edmund back here, or right now. He's in danger.
Edmund comes back as you guys are looking over the body, like... As you guys realize who this is when Edmund comes back.
Why is he in trouble?
Because whoever killed this guy has a piece of of Kane's coffin and is extremely dangerous.
That did this?
Edmund's gonna walk over and go, she, actually. The footsteps
Excuse
left
me.
behind were of female shoes.
Excuse me.
Well, I shall get my, he thinks for a moment and goes, I'm sure Lydia would not mind me borrowing her phone. I am going to call for, one of my ghouls to come transport the body to my lab.
The bartender inside has kind of peeked out and seen what was going on, and he just hands you his phone, just like, here you go.
It's a cell phone?
Yes.
He's staring at it like,
The bartender doesn't know any better.
I know, he's looking, he's like, do you have a landline?
I mean, we mostly keep it around for the fax machine, but yeah, and he
Great,
points
and he
to
hands...
an old rotary phone over on the counter.
Damn.
See, that I could do. He just hands it back and just starts walking over and makes a call.
They like track those signals, can't they?
Makes a call, essentially tells one of his ghouls to bring the hearse. He has a body that needs to transport.
Yeah, your ghouls take about probably like half an hour or so to get to you through traffic, so it'll be about 30 minutes before they show up.
Someone will be here to take the body in half an hour. For now, let's move them inside before anyone else sees. Edmund's gonna pick up the body like a rag doll and start walking inside.
Oh.
Nah, he's very careful. He cares about his corpses. Was there a ghost around?
I didn't get to that. There is, in fact, a ghost hanging around. Standing about 10 feet away from you, now that you're standing back by the body, because at first you wanted to go find that noise. But now you're staring over the body, and then you look, and there's the spirit of this man is standing just kind of by the wall, looking dazed and confused.
Sir, come, let's have a chat. And he's talking to...
What?
He's looking directly at this person.
What? Who are... What?
It's
I was
better
supposed
not...
to meet...
It's better not to ask
what's going
questions. He hands the body to Ulysses and tells him to put it on a table.
He sees the body and just, what?
Come with me.
And that's...
It is a.
I've been on a diet, but it hasn't been that. What is going on?
It has been a big adjustment for. This will be a big adjustment for you. Please, I can answer any questions you may have, and perhaps you can answer any of mine. Come on. And he starts walking inside past everyone after talking to a wall.
Yeah, nobody else can see this ghost. Zelia, though.
Wait, I think Tia can. I think Tia has
Does Tia have the ability to see ghosts?
sense the unseen. Is that what it is?
No, it'd be oblivion sight.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sense the unseen is more like, do you have the vibe that there's a Nosferatu hiding, or is somebody trying to be sneaky?
Oh, okay.
You can like sense a ghost is there, but like it's hard to pinpoint. You can't see any of it actually.
Gotcha.
So to the rest of us, it just looks like Edmund's talking to nobody, right?
Yeah, it looks like Edmund is talking to a wall, which honestly would not be the strangest thing given all the stuff that you've already seen with Zelia and all that. I will say... Sorry, one sec. I will say that Zelia, now that you know that there's a body exactly where the ravens in your vision were, it makes you a little paranoid.
We are tonight's entertainment.
And you look on the ground, and there's 3 white feathers sitting in an asterisk style.
I hate these stupid visions.
Yeah, that's what you notice, Zelia. Sorry for interrupting y'all. That was kind of important.
No, you're good.
I was just gonna say,
Right.
Ulysses looks confused at Edmund, and then he pops Oblivion Sight for a hot second, sees that Edmund's talking to a ghost, and then turns to everyone else and says, "Oh, he's talking to a ghost."
Very observant. But, yeah, Edmund's gonna take them over to a table and sit down with them to have a conversation about what's happened.
The way he's walking and talking, it almost looks like a guy who's hit the bong too many times and had like 8 beers to chase it. He looks pretty out of it, or like maybe somebody slipped something into his drink kind of deal. But he does kind of sit down and just kind of looks around, almost like he doesn't know where he is at all.
So, I will be very frank with this. You are dead.
Dead. What do you mean by I'm dead?
You were killed tonight by who I hope you could help me figure out who. A female had attacked you. Do you have any recollection of this event?
No, I mean, I was meeting somebody here who said they had some information for me, but I guess I was waiting, and like she texted me she was running late, and one thing led to another, and I thought I heard a bird, but it's too windy and cold for him out, so I didn't think nothing of it, and then I just kind of got dizzy, and next thing I know, I'm standing there looking at myself, and you're talking to me.
Do you know the name of the lady who you were supposed to meet? An alias, a name, anything?
The name she gave me, it's... And he, like, instinctively looks for his phone on his person. He doesn't really register that his phone is on his body, not on him.
Your phone would not be with you. Do you know it by memory, or do we need to just look through the phone?
It was something, like, it was related to an old Hollywood murder, the Black Dolly or something like that. It had to do with the... Are you inside with them?
Oh,
Can
no,
you
I'm following.
hear-
I
you
was
can't
curious
hear the
about what
ghost.
the fuck Edmund's doing. Like, who the fuck is he
Okay.
talking to?
So yeah, you're only hearing one half of this conversation.
Yeah, no, I'm like aware. So like, what? Doctor, is
It
everything
had-
good?
It had something to do with the Hollywood chick who was cut to pieces and stapled back together and that whole mess.
I would know
But no, she
the.
said
Would I know the murder?
you know the Black Dahlia murders. They're
Okay.
pretty public.
Mm.
He nods.
But she said she had information regarding some weird package that was taken at customs, but like all kinds of weird gang fights were starting out over it, and I can't explain it.
So she told you that she had the information of the package at customs, and then she decided to end you, or whoever ended you knew you were going to meet up.
Yeah, it was all anonymous. Like, I wrote down her name and stuff in my calendar, but everything she wrote was on, like, the old paper they use in, like, Sleepy Hollow and stuff like that. Parchment paper. It was written old-fashioned, and there was one of those old seals on it, the kind you use with the candle, and you do the weighing
Do
it
you
down
still
with
have the
stamp and all
letters on
that.
your person or at your home?
No, they're all at my desk at the Capitol building. But the seal had like this weird bird shape on it, but it wasn't quite a bird. And she always signed it as BD.
So
And for those at home, that is B as in boy, not V as in virus.
he nods and thinks for a moment before going.
You won.
Unfortunately, my good sir, you are passed on, deceased. I understand you are a public figure. Is
What
there
the fuck? What?
is there anything that you need me to tell your family, your friends, anyone who I should get in contact with?
My wife needs to know, and my kids, my youngest is graduating college next week. I was supposed to go to her graduation, and my grandson's turning 1 in a week. I don't even know what to say.
It is a lot to take
What do
in.
And if he could cry, he would. You can see that he wants tears to fall, but there's nothing there to fall. And after a minute, he just kind of nods and just tell my wife that A, she was right. This job was going to be the death of me. And I guess just tell her that I'm sorry about all the tomorrows that we didn't get together.
He nods. Anything to your children?
I'm proud of every single one of them, and I only wish that I could be there to watch them go through all the firsts with their kids that I got to go.
He nods. Did you have family member? Did you have a mother and father that may have passed away recently? A grandparent?
No, I honestly, my mom and I haven't spoken in 30 years. My dad got shot over in Vietnam, and yeah,
So
really, it's just my wife, my kids, and my grandkid.
he
I guess
stands
that
up.
asshole Iran.
You see, you all see almost a small playful smirk on Edmund's face before he clears his throat and goes and stands up and walks over to the other side of the table where the ghost is and places a hand on an invisible shoulder as he says, I want you to focus very hard on the fact that your father was lost. I want you to look for a light and you will see him waving. It's time you go see him again. Tell him about your wife and tell him about your children. I'm sure he would be very happy to see your face, finally.
He kind of looks off into the distance, like that 1,000-yard stare you get when you're listening to a teacher do a lecture in class. And a smile just crosses his face, and he fades into the afterlife.
Ghost Whisperer style.
I will say, before he fades off, he just kind of chuckles and tell Laurent he still owes me that 100, and then that's when he dissipates.
He nods, and he looks to Laurent and goes, when you finally move on to your final death, have $100 in your pocket. And he walks over to the body.
What the hell does that mean? What do you know about 100? Were you talking to a fucking ghost?
Who
He's
died?
talking to a ghost.
I want you to, Mr. Dubois, I want you to think of this. Who just died? And whose ghost do you think I would see?
I'm just absolutely curious. I don't see them, so personally, I've never had a reason to believe they exist one way or another. But you seem to be talking to one, just wanted to confirm and whatever.
You guys didn't know ghosts were real?
They're not.
This is Ulysses.
They're fundamentally not real.
I'm just imagining
Yeah,
Edmund and
they are.
Ulysses looking at Laurent like, how fucking
This guy
dare?
doesn't know about ghosts.
Get a load of
Look
this
at this
guy.
nerd.
Look at this fucking dumbass over here.
Somebody, please, for the love of God, clip that on the stream.
The dumbass, stupid.
So,
Tia, did
Edmund's
I
gonna...
tell you that ghosts were real?
Oh, I know they've been real.
Okay, good, because ghosts are real.
Edmund takes the phone out. What kind of phone is this?
It's a Samsung Galaxy 23. It's like the newest one with like the built-in stylus. It folds in half.
He hands it to Tia and goes, find the contact information for his wife. She will need to speak. I will need to speak with her about his passing.
Is there a password on this phone, or is it like most old people and they don't have a password on their phone?
Oh no, there's no password, and like the picture that he uses as his lock screen is like an attempt at a selfie with his wife, but like the phone is right by like his eyeball, so you just see forehead and what
That's
might
so
be a short
cute.
red head.
Old people selfies are so adorable. She's like, she very quickly goes to the phone. She's like, found it. It's really late or really early. Should we call her now or like wait?
It's like 3 in the morning at this point.
Would you, if someone you loved passed away, would you want to wait until the morning, or would you rather let it be known as soon as possible?
Yeah, but I don't want an old lady to die of a heart attack and that be on me because I woke up at 3 a.m. and said that her
I
husband's
thought I
dead.
offer a suggestion.
Oh yeah, why don't you do it? And she hands the phone to Laurent.
What the fuck?
You
All right,
can give
look.
me the number and I can call.
Do not call her right now. She will literally be up within the next couple hours. Let her sleep for a little bit longer, and then we can be there.
Can we?
I can ask
Because
the
when
folks,
she
I can arrange
awakes,
this thing.
will we not be sleeping?
We will. I can make arrangements. I have connections.
Her family is also very, very close to you, Laurent.
I know them personally.
Edmund thinks for a moment before taking the phone and looking at the number and going, I will have one of my staff call her in the morning, and you have one of your staff, the ones that are close to the family, come and help break the news. Be there with them. For now.
So you're calling her, and then you want me to show up and also tell them? Am I understanding correctly?
By the time that she gets up, we will have to slumber. So I will have one of my staff speak with her while one of your close connections with her family can be with her when the news is broken.
Oh, so you're sending your people with my people?
See.
Understood. Probably acceptable. We can work that out. I'll already sending some messages right now.
As you go to do that, Edmund walks over to the table where they spoke, mumbles something under his breath about freaking parchment paper. Yeah, as he pulls out his own parchment paper, he sits down to write the letter to the wife and kids. Like, old-timey parchment paper. This is the only paper. Fucking asshole. But yeah, for the rest of the time, as Edmund fills this out and he waits for his people, y'all do something. I don't know.
All
I'm not
right.
looking.
That was some visualization I would just like to point out.
Tia's gonna look at Jonathan. She's like, "Do we want like a priest to pray over his body or something? We have one now."
Let's not do that now. And let that be up to the family.
It
Fair
would
enough.
be a little inappropriate as I do not know his religious aspects, so.
That's it.
I'm not. he laughs a lot. I'm not some catch-all for faith. I'm Catholic.
Ooh. Under his breath, Jumanji.
At least you're not Orthodox.
Does Tia hear that? Does Tia see and hears kind of ooh?
Let's see if you do. Roll me. Let's do wits and awareness.
Where's awareness? Am I fucking blind? Oh, there it is. All right. Five successes.
Damn.
Oh yeah, you hear it, and you hear the meaning behind it as well.
Yeah, Tia's gonna kind of turn to Laurent a little bit quicker than she intended, because she forgot that she can blink now, essentially. So she turns and she's like, "Ew, the fuck does that mean?"
Yeah. Would you like to? Do you actually want the explanation?
I mean, I can kind of surmise. I get it. The Catholic Church has done some fucked up shit. We got Pope Francis now, and he's arguably the gayest pope in existence.
I mean, that's a portion of it. That's not quite where my irritation is from. In at least personally, in my history, when it comes to various religions that have become aware of our kind, the Catholics tend to be the least favorable in my experience. So forgive me for having personal vendettas. Outside of that, you're perfectly allowed to believe whatever you want. I just know
As
that
Laurent's
like us.
talking, you kind of see Jonathan's like fighting a smile. Like, he looks really amused.
So you know what? That's fair. I didn't consider that. You know what? I see it now. However, actually, there is no however. I'll still have to go to midnight mass.
No, it's not a judgment. This is not a judgment on you as a person. Cultural thing. Considerably different.
You are aware that the La Sombra controls the Catholic Church, correct?
Does that mean the Pope is a kindred? Is the Pope a vampire?
No, the Pope is not a vampire. Otherwise, he would not be able to be in the daylight. No, the La Sombra have a long and lengthy history with the Catholic Church. We are, I suppose you could say, the string pullers.
Yeah, I think there's some folks who here in the States who don't necessarily acquiesce to those same norms.
Oh, no.
Could you,
Miles? That's how we want it. If you know about us, we can't control them.
Tia gets a little excited, and you see her kind of start to bounce to the balls of her feet. Mind you, she's still wearing her demonia, so it looks a little awkward. She's like, hold on. Could you give me a vial, just a small, tiny vial of holy water from the Pope? I will become my grandma's favorite grandkid. Please, please. My spot in the will get so much bigger.
Zelia's nose just scrunches up, like listening to that, like,
What does Zelia not approve of Tia wanting a bigger slice of the will pie?
I mean,
no, that's totally fine. You can have that. Just why holy water?
Oh yeah, holy water totally works on us, Tia.
I'm aware.
Just make sure it doesn't spill and you're fine.
I'm aware. Tia doesn't know that. She's like, you know what? This is a Catholic priest who deals with holy water all the time. He's got it. Holy water's gotta be fine if we have a priest.
I'll do you one better in an attempt for you not to accidentally self-destruct by spilling holy water on yourself. I'll have the Pope call your grandmother.
You can do that?
Oh, darling, there's not much I can't do.
If you weren't so nasty and snarky, I would kiss you.
What's the ethics behind that one? Just out of curiosity. Not to.
The ethics are I get my grandma's nice teapot and her wok that she brought back from the Vietnam War.
Sure,
That's the ethics.
I'm suggesting, whatever floats your boat.
You haven't seen this wok, Laron. It's bigger than like, and she's kind of looking around and she's like, it's bigger than that one werewolf lady's like 2 like giant pecs combined. It's a big fucking wok.
That's a
LaRon. Oops, sorry.
That's a very specific frame of reference.
LaRon would like to go up to Tia, wipe a little bit of smudged makeup off of her like eye, and go like, "All right, well, how about this? When you acquire it for yourself, we can make a meal."
Really?
Sure. I can't eat much of it, but sure.
She latches onto LaRon and starts hugging him.
Oh. There. No worries.
You're the best.
Most eligible bachelor for a reason.
She's gonna let go and then turn back to Edmund and be like, so, dead body and stuff. more conspiracy and stuff.
Edmund finishing up the letter, kind of, when you look over his shoulder, it's very, very beautiful, beautifully written. Though what he told him was very short and to the point, Edmund did write it where it means a little more. As he folds it up and is sealing it and is going to be sealing it, he looks at Tia and goes, "More conspiracies, more bodies, more work for me to do. All the more reason for me to return home for the night."
She's gonna look. Right? Is he using a quill? Like, or is he using a fountain pen?
You know one of those quill pens that it's not like it has ink in it, but you take the little jar and it's like a little glass quill.
Yeah.
He's using one of those as he cleans it off and starts putting things away inside of a pristine little box.
Tia's gonna see this. She's like, please let me get you a fountain pen.
Tia, when you bake, do you always use the new modest equipment, or do you believe that when you make pasta or you make pastries, it's better to use traditional means so that they can feel the love that you put in it?
If it gets the result faster and easier, I'll put it to you like this: yes and no. When it comes to shit like writing with a pen, I'd rather use the latest technology.
Then I am glad for you to use your later technology for something you do not care too much about. I, on the other hand, care about my writing very much. And he puts it in his jacket pocket. I take great pride in it.
I feel like a fountain pen would still give you a lot of the same features and qualities of a quill.
I'll even get you one of those fancy calligraphy pens that has like a quill thing as a tip.
Yeah, this is like the time someone offered, "Hey, you don't need that cavalry saber. I'll just buy you a machete." And he shoots a look at LaRon.
Effectively, the same exact length between the two that we were looking at. Plus, it was going to be significantly more durable. It was not a replica. It was a real thing. Like, I'm just throwing it out there.
Uh-huh.
You wanted something effective. I gave you something effective. Now, if you want the cavalry saber, we can go get.
You have your traditions. I have mine, Tia. Please. Bring some respect.
Oh.
And he
Okay,
stands.
okay, fine. 1,000 apologies.
One apology is enough. And he looks to her, looks to everyone, goes, and then looks to Jonathan as realizing that there's a new human there's a new kindred right here.
Yeah. literally the only ones who really have interacted with Jonathan more than just like, a quick hi, why are you here on our private get-together, have been Laron and Tia.
Yeah.
Everyone's interacted with this man more than Edmund. Edmund has barely even seen him. And he was drunk.
His interactions are, I want to fight you. I will fight you.
You see him stop and take a note that there's a new person here.
Oh yeah, do Ulysses, Edmund, and Zelia know this guy's name?
Unless you asked him, no.
So, Edmund seeing a new person here,
right? Yeah.
kind of like fixes, looks to everyone like, great. No one's gonna introduce the new person, alright? And he walks over.
His name is Jonathan.
Ciao, I am Edmund Mortain, of Motoreri Mortain. And he holds a hand out to shake with this new kindred.
And he takes his hand and he gives a genial smile. He says, "My name is Jonathan Polaris. I am a priest at one of the local churches here."
It is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Sorry, what did you say the last name was?
Polaris.
Polaris. It is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Polaris. Unfortunately, our meeting will have to be cut short, as I need to get back. My ghouls will be here to pick up the body, and I'm going to examine it. And he looks to Tia and says, Do you need me to arrange your ride home?
Can I not ride with... You know what? I'll find my way home. I am an ultra strong vampire. I can walk home now.
I was not
fear.
I was not sure if you... I would still fear, but I wouldn't... sorry, brain lag. I was not insinuating that you could not come home with me. My motorcycle is right outside. I wasn't sure if you wanted to still stay and hang out with... he kind of like points over at Zelia. With his hands kind of gesturing over.
I'm never going to say no to hang out with Zizi.
Well, I could take her home. There is a mass tonight that I am leading, and she is welcome to come.
As kind as that is, I hope you do not take this as anything against you or any offense. But as you can tell, none of us here know you as well as we do each other. I don't think it would be wise to go off with a stranger just yet.
And how do we stop being strangers? He looks at Edmund, except to get to know one another.
If someone goes with Tia, someone who is not a new kindred, and can make sure that everything is on the up and up, then I see no harm in it. But Tia has been targeted multiple times. It's best if we have someone watching her.
As Edmund says that, Zellie's hand pops up like, ooh, I'll go that. I'm gonna go to church.
Let's go!
That sounds way better after all the things I just saw.
Ah, damn.
Church,
Jesus tonight.
Church.
Edmund walks over to Zelia and to Tia and holds out 2 vials to them and says, "Keep watch each other's backs in case of anything. All right?"
Understood. And Zellie's gonna take it.
Tia's gonna take it as well, and kind of wink. And she's like, Zelia, you know how to like take communion and shit, right?
It has been a very long time. I'm ready to learn again.
All right.
Never keep the shadows away.
This particular, the bottles inside your hand hold, you see 2 live caterpillars that have a weird glow to them. A weird reddish glow. And he says, if anything was to happen, consume one of these. You will be able to defend yourself a bit better with plants nearby. All right?
Look at the caterpillar and then look up at Edmund. She's like, can I name it?
If you wish.
Your name's gonna be Omelum. And she's gonna like put it in his pocket.
May Omelum keep you safe. And looks at Zelia like, you gotta name yours?
No, I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, it's emergency rations.
He looks to everyone, gives a small bow and goes, I will see you all Some of you. I will see some of you at a later date.
Excuse me, Dr. Mortain.
Hmm.
Thank you for coming out and joining us.
The club is warded. I will see all of you when I come to ward your own homes. And he starts walking out.
Such a gentleman.
Zillia's sitting there after he said that, and she's like looking at everybody like, who is he gonna see? And then she's like, is it me? Am I the one he's not gonna see? Bitch.
Nah, it's Mr. Dupoir as he puts his helmet on, gets on his motorcycle, and leaves the thing to start heading back. I'm assuming as he's walking outside, his ghouls are here to take the body.
Oh yeah, no, like as you're leaving is when the ghouls arrive, and they're already like prepping it and getting it all ready to go.
Edmund, as he rides back to his domain, is a little excited at the fact that he gets to cut something open tonight.
Of
course he is.
And it's a mystery too.
I know. Listen, when someone is alive, he can tell their sicknesses, their woes, their struggles with their health and stuff. This is an all-new mystery just waiting for him to open up. He didn't get to see this person alive. He gets to see what
so cute.
was ticking inside of his body. He is ready.
Yeah, no, you're able to leave about the same time your ghouls leave, and you guys head to the
mortuary.
Head to the morgue.
Yeah. Excited Edmund noises.
Whoa.
Is the vibe that people are starting to like head out? Like it's 3 a.m. We're getting near to sunrise.
Dangerously close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you guys have about 2 hours before sunrise. The vibe is definitely everybody is kind of slowly parting ways. Lydia has already long since left to go handle whatever it is she had to handle. And now you have a dead body on your hands as everybody just kind of takes the body and leaves. Everybody's kind of just going their own way.
Ulysses wants to talk to Jonathan in private.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right.
And indicates as such. So Ulysses sort of motions to Jonathan and to meet him at a private booth in one of the corners or something.
Jonathan sees no reason why he should not go, so he goes.
I'm just gonna be upfront about this. You're a Lasombra, yes?
Yes.
Are you here for me?
And why would I be here for you?
I left the clan on bad terms. What's more is I left the clan, and as I understood it, there were no Lasombra anti-tribu.
Things have changed. Many of our flock leave. Many of our flock come back. However, should you move against the Lasombra, we may pursue a hunt against you. But if you live your life in anonymity and make no attempts to become an enemy of the church, then I see no reason why you and I can't be friends. And he gives him kind of a toothy smile.
It's not the church I have a problem with. There's one particular Lasombra I would not want to meet again.
And
And
who would this be?
my sire.
Understandable. Many of us have problems with our sires. We're not a gentle clan. So I understand. If you tell me the name of your sire, I will make sure that you will avoid them at all costs. I do not wish to accidentally bring them around.
I'm actually looking it up in the notes. Victoria.
And does this Victoria have a last name?
You never told me.
Well, I will put feelers out with my ghouls. I will say it is under a pretense of a meeting. I wish to get to know this person so I know how to keep them away from you.
You do
Or
not want
instead,
to get to know her.
no, sweet boy. There are many Lasombra I do not wish to know, but I am unfortunately one of the faithful. I must know them. It is my job.
Jonathan be making we sweat. Damn.
Right? Like shit.
I gotta run for my money, motherfucker.
And he reaches out and he gently touches Ulysses' I almost said ankle. Wrist. His ankle, just under the table.
May as well, right?
He touches his wrist and he says, "As I said, many things have changed. However, our practices as sires have not. I simply wish to be aware of this woman so that way I can prevent any discomforts between the two of us. I wish to bring great things to this coterie. As infantile as it is.
Well, that's certainly one word you can use to describe it.
My main goal is the Baron. However, I see no reason why I cannot make friends with all of you. I'm not disallowed to make friendships and inroads with other clans. Call it networking for now. But I will keep her away from you. For as powerful as she is, I still rank higher than her.
I'll believe it when I see it. But
You will see it.
all right then. And Ulysses goes back to the bar, pounds the rest of his drink, and gives a nod to everyone else and turns to go.
And Jonathan heads back over to Zelia and Tia, and he says, "The offer of mass is still on the table. I know we only have 2 hours before sunrise, but there are sleeping quarters in the church you two may make avail of, if you wish to. Otherwise, you may leave within an hour of the sermon to get yourselves home."
I will say, Jonathan, given that you give your sermons at night and everything, the way the church is set up, even if you go a little bit into the dawn, you're safe. You know where all the shadows are and stuff, so you can avoid getting burned. So if you need to run a little late, you can, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. He just wants to make sure, that he's not putting them in direct harm's way, because his tagline is a passionate priest. So he gets real into his sermons.
And the Lord doth say,
The Lord says he stands up there and enraptures people, like, with that dulcet, low tone, and he just talks and talks and talks.
If
Yeah,
you
so-
do not want to proceed with him as well, I could also escort you back to a domicile, should you need it.
I think it'd do me some
Zelia,
good.
Oh no.
you said that it sounded interesting and you wanted to learn, right?
It sounded interesting, and she wanted anything essentially that sounds safer than home, that hasn't been warded after what she saw in her vision. She's like, you know what? The church sounds great.
Cool, you're gonna go ahead and make a check here. We're
Oh,
gonna be
no.
doing a composure and resolve check, just to make sure you don't have any compulsions.
Okay, let me pull my stuff back up. Compulsion and what?
Composure
composure?
and resolve.
Sure. Where's the R's?
Resolve should be under mental,
yeah.
right by wits.
Two successes?
Okay, yeah, you're fine. Because you haven't really developed any hunger yet, I did the roll for you, and your vision didn't cause you to have to worry about a rouse check or anything. But for a second, you have the idea of, I wonder how many candles they have in there, and then you're able to shake it off.
She'd be there all day. All
And-
day.
There's a reason I had her make basically a compulsion check.
I kind of want to do a roll.
Ooh.
For
Oh,
his
no.
sermon.
I mean,
When they get there.
so how many people are going to the church?
I'm sorry, my bad. You go ahead.
I was gonna say, as far as I know, Jonathan, Zelia, Tia. So 3.
Is LaRon gonna go with, or is he gonna head home?
Unless someone needs a ride home, he's heading home.
All right. You do get a text from Lydia saying, "Hey, sorry I can't hang out. I'll explain tomorrow." And she puts a little heart at the end of it.
Ah.
He says, take your time. I have plenty. Well, there's plenty of it.
But he does the tongue sticking out emoji with the wink.
Probably. I think LaRon's not good at I think he's good at talking to people. He's garbage at texting people.
I feel like he either adds not enough emojis or too many emojis.
Yeah, I think he doesn't know.
He's that dad trying to be like, "Ain't I cool?" using leet speak.
He's like those old Facebook moms that they post a picture that they post on Facebook that says my son just passed away, but they use the laughing LOL emoji.
Oh, it's lots of love.
They think it means
Right.
lots of love.
Yeah. I think that's fucking great. It's funny because I think LaRon's generally the most tech savvy of any of the coterie, outside of Tia. And I think it's funny if the one thing he's not good at is texting.
Oh, I love
He's
that character.
never understood how the texting thing worked.
Jonathan's never used a cell phone.
He has people for that.
He has people for that.
All right, so LaRon, you managed to head home. No real incidents, no craziness, nothing like that. You and Ulysses are able to just call it a night and just finally relax.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that either of you do before going to bed?
LaRon had a scheduled meeting as Kingpin of Louisiana. He is a meeting with a lot of the of different factions, scheduled tomorrow, anyways. So he's just gonna make sure motherfuckers know to be on point. Then he calls up some friends of his who know about the situation, know about to get ready to Marcus' family what happened, and send that through. He's also going to set up a small fund for his children.
Okay.
So they're good to go. And
for you, that's pocket change.
Well, it's just we've lived long enough. If you broke as a vampire, that's
just walk into the sun right now.
You got plenty of time to fuck around and find out. So yeah, he sends all that through. He's like, all right, that's probably good for the night, and then settles in and gets some sleep because he's got a early morning for Kindred.
Mm-hmm. All right, Ulysses, are you doing anything other than just calling it a night and saying "fuck it"?
Ulysses is just now messaging Tia to remind her that they have saber practice tomorrow.
Oh no!
I started learning saber when I was 10. We've got 9 years of catching up for you to do.
All right. That being said, so Tia and Zelia go with Jonathan to the church. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
In his
Before
nice
we-
black Rolls Royce Phantom.
Oh,
Ooh.
fancy.
Yeah.
Why do I have to be a DM during this game? Fuck. Anyway.
So he just like squeezes Tia's hand, like, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah, Tia's doing the same. Like, oh my god, he's hot and he has a cool car.
Like, you two have seen videos and pictures of this car, but you've always assumed that nobody here was actually up there enough to own one, yet here it is in person, and it's so shiny and pretty.
Uh-huh.
Let me just put one in the chat.
Yeah, for those who don't know, it's a
I
very
got to
cool
drive
car.
one, by the way. I got to drive
Oh,
one when
bite
I was
me, asshole.
18. When I was 18.
Ooh.
Yeah, so this
Oh, it's the
gorgeous
Batmobile.
Nice.
gorgeous car pulls up. I'm guessing Jonathan, being a gentleman, opens the door for them.
Oh, of course. This is actually what his car looks like. He doesn't like all black cars. He likes them to look fancier. Yes, he opens the doors and he helps them in, holds their hand and guides them in and, makes sure they're all comfy and settled before he gets in to sit opposite of them.
Your driver gives you a nod and just back to the church, sir.
Yes. Please, ladies, avail yourself to refreshments, and sitting there in a cup holder and ice is a bottle of blood.
Like the champagne glass style bucket.
Like champagne style glasses. It is freshly donated by one of
There's about
our
to be a
many
paint off
patrons.
one day between these two motherfuckers. It's gonna
Right.
the amount of money that's going to be showcased off between these two is going to be astronomical, and could like comfortably entire globe decades. That's how much money is about to be spent between LaRon and motherfucking Jonathan to just prove a point.
You know what? Tia always joked in her in her life, not her unlife, her life, that you know what? She can't afford shit. Maybe she should get a sugar daddy. And now
Just to say, this car that he's got is almost $600,000.
Yeah, Tia's gonna look at Zelia as she sips his blood. She's like, question for you and you. Do you think you could carbonate blood like you would like a sparkling water or something?
What, like with a soda stream?
Yes. Can we try that? Do you have a soda stream?
Ooh, could we try that tonight?
Sleepover at the church with the soda stream.
Ooh, with our
I think
sleepover.
You may have to dilute the blood a little because it is thick. So you could try it. There is one in the common room.
Oh, we're doing this. We're doing this. We're testing. Imagine us trademarking blood soda. Oh, we're geniuses, Zelia. We're geniuses.
Cam's not laughing for anybody that doesn't know.
It's just it's so hard to keep a straight face with you two and your shenanigans, and now I'm just
you make blood
my
soda? And Jonathan's over here like, you could probably do it.
If you mix it with holy water, you can give it to the kids at the summer camp. It's great. Okay. So yeah, you guys are having this conversation on the way to church. By the time you get there, it's about like 3:45-ish. A lot of the folks coming in are the ones who work the swing shift. Can't make it during the day mass, stuff like that. There's only a handful, not very many, like maybe 7 or 8.
And actually, quite a lot of vampires in attendance.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just talking about the people outside. I'm not talking about the kindred who are already inside.
Oh yeah, the ones waiting. The ones who know.
They're just like, come on, we've only got like an hour.
The
One of
Lord
them's a
waits
Karen.
for no one.
One of them's a Karen, the full
I would
beehive, the whole
absolutely
nine.
believe that most Lysambra lady vampires are fucking Karens at this point.
Oh god.
They're either Karens or Susans.
Yeah, he slips on a pair of sunglasses to cover his eyes because they're very noticeably glowing red.
Yeah, that's something you should probably keep an eye on. Full pun intended.
Yeah. And guides them out and heads into the church with them, stopping at the door to allow the non-kindred inside first, greeting them, saying their names, welcoming them in.
Couple are just like, hey, good to see you, Father Jonathan. One shakes your hand and just kind of, thanks for last week. I really appreciated that. And just goes inside. Zelia and Tia, as you guys go inside, you notice there's a lot of kindred here. Like, a lot.
Damn. I didn't know I mean, I guess I should have guessed that some Catholics were vampires, but damn.
And they call me the crazy one, but that's fine.
That's fair.
All right.
And then he dons
as-
on that long white robe. He wears a hood over his head to cover his eyes. But that's actually apparently part of like some Catholic
Mhm.
garb.
Oh, the cowl? Yeah.
Is wearing the cowl, so he wears the cowl. You notice if you're watching him, you notice as he slips the cross on that goes with the garb, his hands are shaking, and he's
Ooh.
trembling a little as he puts it on.
Tia takes note of this because, again, she's been wearing crosses, whether it's like on her choker that she wore for her night out, or it's like the cross that her mom got her after her first communion. She's like, I don't feel any different since I've changed, and I still wear crosses. What's going on with this guy?
By the way, I just realized he has Oblivion Sight, and I just forgot.
So you could have seen the ghost, but you were too distracted by...
He just chose not to.
It's like they
He's
got
got
it.
enough on his plate.
Yeah. Those are the ones that they got it. It's fine.
It's fine. Okay.
Does Tia say that stuff out loud? Or is it just like what she's saying like in her head?
It's what she's saying in her head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, knows better than to start giggling and talking during the getting ready for mass.
Oh yeah, even though her mom's not there, she knows. Like, she can feel
she can feel the thump on the back of her head.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And the glare and the slight like flare of the nostrils.
And that really look.
Yeah, the slightly widened eyes.
She's sitting there all proper. Zelia has her arms like propped up against like on either side, just like propped up against the back of the seat. And she's got like her head's kind of like craned back. She's looking up at the ceiling, looking at everything. Like, oh, okay, cool. Look at all this stuff. No.
There's a lot of shiny things in this church.
Uh-oh.
Maybe?
There's a lot of shinies. You see pretty gemstones, you see pretty silver, pretty gold. Ooh, is that a naked man on a cross that has abs?
God damn it. Okay, what am I rolling?
Composure and resolve again.
Yeah, we got Korean Jesus up in this bitch.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if y'all have ever seen Korean Jesus.
Oh,
I
he's
have
fucking-
seen Korean
he's
Jesus.
fucking
That's why I'm
ripped.
dying.
Oh no. 3 successes.
Okay, yeah, no. For a second, you're just like, wow, Korean Jesus has got a lot of hairs there. And how many rubies? And then you're like, oh, wait, we're in church. I had to behave. My bad.
I put it in player chatter.
I fucking love Korean Jesus.
Oh
Korean
my
Jesus
God.
is great. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Korean
yeah,
Jesus is stacked.
You know what
Like,
he's full
that's
of?
up
The
your
Holy
lips.
Spirit.
Yeah, that's when the Holy Spirit flows through you fully. You get
Exactly.
absolutely fucking shredded.
Are we sure that's the Holy Spirit? You know what? Never mind. We're not going to go there. Anyway, so, Jonathan, you're all set to go. How do you proceed?
Well, he stands up there and he says his, usual hellos, and this is very pointedly at the other vampires in attendance that this is a neutral space. It is a safe space, and any violence will be met with violence in return. And this is mostly to protect his human flock, in so much that he wants not so much to protect them, but to protect the image of the church.
Yeah, that is his space. You don't want to disrespect.
This is his territory.
Exactly.
And so as he's, should I make like a charisma and performance roll or something?
For this, you're actually going to be making. So it will be the charisma check. For this one. Actually, yeah, let's do performance because I forgot there's no real religion check like in D&D. It's a cult, but
yeah.
Since
so
you're
charisma
preaching,
and performance?
we'll go with performance. Yes.
All right, so I have 4 in charisma and 3 in performance, so that's 7 dice, right?
Yes, and you have 0 hunger, correct?
And 0 hunger.
Out of curiosity, Bilo, do you have the advantage stunning or anything?
I do.
Oh.
So what does stunning get me again?
I have to look it up because I haven't had somebody use that in a while.
I can tell you since I have it.
Oh, that's right. You can go ahead, Mags.
2 extra dice.
Okay, so 9.
Thank you. Sorry, I completely forgot you had that, so I forgot to have it loaded up just in case.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh my god, my app is being stupid as
I just want Bilo to preach the fuck out of these people.
What you're saying is Zelia needs the power of Korean Jesus.
Yes. No.
Oh,
Zelia's fine.
He is preaching the absolute fuck out of these people.
How many successes did you get?
You will see in player chatter how many. He's been doing this for a while.
Holy fuck. Yeah, no, you preach the fuck out of this place. Like, people are in the back just, hands in the air, just amen, all that fun stuff. For a second there, they forget it's a Catholic church, but then they go back to being the somber
He gives them a look.
You're supposed to pee. Yeah, no, he gives the dad look, and they're just like, we're sorry, and we're going to sit here and read our hymns and be depressed again, like the Catholic church wants.
That's right.
You gotta have that guilt. The quintessential Catholic guilt.
You're so proficient and great at this. Zelia, for a second, starts thinking that maybe this Jesus guy knew what was going on.
Oh, maybe that motherfucker.
Only for a second.
And then somebody shows you a picture of Korean Jesus, and you're like, yep, nope, this bitch definitely knows what's going on. Like, listen to this guy here.
But yeah, he goes on for a while, like literally. Like you can see the vampires are like absolutely enamored with him. Like they're enthralled. And this is like one of the few times he's actually not manipulative. This is one of the few times he is actually being genuinely himself. Is when he's preaching the word. He is preaching about let me think. Shepherding the wayward and the lost to back to the flock, and protecting your own and protecting others, and offering of yourself to others to find the love you once had with Jesus and with God, and reconnecting yourself with a spirituality and faith.
Oh, I'm feeling spiritual about something, all right.
Feeling it down your groins.
Even with how into it you're getting, even with how much you're pouring your heart and soul into this, you do manage to come to an end just about the time that you normally would to avoid the sun being an issue, and because you have 2 kindred who are going to be staying with you who don't know the church as well as you do. So for safety's sake, everybody gets some leaves. They thank you for the sermon. A couple of the other kindred shake your hand and give you a thank you, Father. That really was a great deal. And as everybody is leaving, Tia, are you looking around at all, or are you just kind of enamored by Jonathan?
I'd say she's looking around.
Unfortunately for you, you cannot go outside as it is too close to dawn, but you see a very familiar beat up blue and white jacket, a very familiar Hispanic kindred leaving.
That bitch! She's gonna stand up very quickly and blink over and grab at the coat.
Okay, so I will say that a couple of things are going to happen.
Uh-huh.
This is neutral ground you're on.
And she doesn't want to start a fight.
See, that's just it, is that kindred sneezing at somebody could be starting a fight.
Ah, I see.
So, but you don't know, like, Tia does not know this.
Yeah, Tia doesn't know. As far as she's concerned, she's grabbing someone's hand to, like, grab their attention, or she's grabbing their shoulder to grab their attention.
Because you blink over so fast and just grab the jacket, because of your intensity, it still comes off as an aggression. Does that make sense?
Yeah, again, she doesn't know she's that aggressive, but yeah, I see it as a player.
Yeah, like, player knowledge does not equal character knowledge thing.
Yeah.
He feels threatened by the fact that he got grabbed.
On neutral ground where he thought he could just go and have a minute with the Lord.
Justifiably so.
So you grab his jacket, he stumbles back, and Nines looks at you just like, the fuck? Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan, there has been an act of aggression on neutral territory.
Oh, he's
sorry.
there. He is. You have never seen a big man move that fast, and this is the first time he acts aggressively towards Tia. He grabs her wrist so hard and wrenches her hand back and gets right in her face. And he says, "You will never do that again."
Ooh.
I will say you do have, both of you are going to have to make a roll.
Okay, what? I'm so excited.
Tia, you are going to have to make a strength and actually both of you guys are going to make a strength and brawl check for me.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is...
Nines has already made his rolls.
Zoe's just standing there like the meme of putting up the finger and just be like, never mind.
Oh yeah, no, Zoe, you're watching this just like, you know what? This is better than a fucking movie.
Again, poor Tia doesn't know her. She still doesn't really know the capabilities of her own strength yet. And as far as she was concerned, she hasn't seen Nines since he dropped her off like a day and a half ago.
She saw him when he showed up, and they, were like, yeah, the prince is fucked, put him in the basement.
Nah, fuck him.
if Laurent were there, he'd be like, yeah, beat his ass.
Well, I would have beat his ass by now. This would have been over.
Beat his ass, young Midoriya.
Kick his ass, young Midoriya.
Kai over there, fuck him, Tia. I'm trying.
So yeah, you got 3 successes, but it looks so Tia. You're gonna have to make a rouse check because of how many fails you got.
But I just got 1 fail. The fuck you mean?
Because of the situation and because your Anarch blood is burning hot right now, you're gonna have to make a rouse check.
How?
Composure and your blood dice.
Okay,
Or your hunger
composure.
dice.
Okay, so okay.
Since you do have a point of hunger, just roll the 1.
Yeah. Okay. Let me...
Alright, so For a minute, as your wrist is grabbed, for a second, in your head, you hear, nobody treats you like that. You're a grown-ass adult. Nobody has the right to do this shit to you. Punch him in the throat, but you manage to push it away, and the beast finally shuts up, and you do not gain a point of hunger.
The Father, the Son, and these holy fists.
Alright, so, given the dice rolls, you manage to keep your wrists from breaking, Tia, but you do hear a slight click as you can feel a minor fracture in your wrist.
Oh, that's great.
It's not a compound
Alright.
break. It's gonna suck.
Man, that's so great for me. I love that for me so much.
Jonathan hurt her?
Huh?
How did Tia get hurt? Who hurt her?
Jonathan, so
Oh yeah, that's what I
Tia
thought. Okay,
unknowingly
okay.
did an act of aggression, and Jonathan, in order to keep the place neutral, had to respond.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Tia's gonna look at Jonathan a little spooked, a little afraid now. And she kind of cowers a little bit, but tries to compose herself again, and is like trying to like get her wrist out of his hands. Like, fuck, dude! I didn't mean to act aggressive. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please let go. You're actively crushing my wrist to dust. Please.
He lets go. And he looks at Nines and he says, I'm very sorry.
He holds his hand up, just, nah, man, I got that one coming. You know, I just screwed up on my end, and I didn't expect to. I mean, it's complicated, man. Like, I was supposed to skip town, but some stuff came up, and I didn't tell my my fledgling here.
Yeah, hi.
It's just one of those things, man.
You left to get cigarettes, and then we're like, I'm never coming back. And you came back, and you're in this church.
You're the sire that left her?
I didn't leave her. I literally had to. Okay, so I did leave her, but had I kept her with me at the time, she would have been fucking dead. It was literally for her safety.
That excuses you changing her, ruining her life, with no answers and no comfort, knowing that her sire would be back to explain everything?
I haven't explained everything because I don't know everything yet. Like,
you know what it is to be a vampire, though. She does not.
Put hands on this bitch ass in a second. I swear to God.
And I understand that I may have screwed up, but by turning her, I kept her mom from finding her dead body, drained of all blood, and completely left skin and bones in an alleyway.
Breaking his kneecaps like comfortably. I'm just like.
And do you think that was your right to do that?
You see a look in his eyes where, like, anybody else talking to him like this, he would have fucking put in the ground by now. But he's a good Latino Catholic boy. He knows better than to get mad at the priest, and he just kind of hangs his head and just, I'm sorry, Father.
You will find time to speak to this young lady. It will not be today. But you will find time. You owe her that. I have told you what my maker did to me. Left me in a pit of bodies with no answers and caused me to kill one of the most people dear to me. What if she had killed her mother? What if she had killed anyone else?
I mean, that's why... Sorry, Father. And he wants to explain more, but he knows the more he talks, he's digging straight to China at this point. Like, he's halfway to China, he's at the core. And he just nods and just crosses himself and just, yes, Father.
Scampers.
He, like, this is the first time Tia or Zelia, and you've known him longer, Zelia, have seen him genuinely afraid.
Tia kind of widens her eyes a bit. She's like, I don't... Like, in her head, she's not saying this out loud, but in her head, she's like, I don't know what's more attractive. This guy yelling at this guy, or the fact that this guy's afraid? Am I into men being afraid?
And Jonathan turns to Tia and he looks ashamed. I acted rashly. It is not the first time I have had to use my own violence to stop an altercation in the church. It was instinct. I have a splint and first aid kit in the office. We can make sure your wrist doesn't get any more damaged. But I will make sure that that boy talks to you and explains everything he needs to explain to you. I will, for the hurt I've given you, I will owe you that.
Loki kind of passed it, but whatever.
Yeah, literally. Tia kind of shrugs, saying, yeah, it's water under the bridge, Father. You didn't know. I didn't know that I was being aggressive. Water under the bridge. I just wanted to talk and not have my sire run off again with no answers.
Oh.
Texting me from a burner phone like I'm some baby mama of his. It's just
He would have
stomp
run
away.
off anyway. Yeah, he
It's
would
just
have
like
run
kind
off
of stomp
anyway.
off to Zelia.
And
Alright.
he shepherds the girls to the back office so they can take care of Tia's wrist.
Alright, so you splint up her wrist. Is there anything you guys wanted to do before you turn in for the morning?
Make soda blood.
Blood soda! Blood soda!
Oh, you guys, that was actually a thing. Oh my god.
Yes!
Yeah,
We want to see if it's possible.
Okay, so I'll say you have about 45 minutes before it becomes too dangerous. So that gives you plenty of time.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't. What does one roll for this? Fuck.
Science, baby! Science!
Science and technology.
Yeah.
Intelligence and science.
Maybe like
Or-
intelligence and technology.
Yeah.
Intelligence
Yeah,
and
let's
technology,
do it.
baby. We're
I'll
making
let you
blood
choose-
soda, baby.
I will let you choose between either intelligence and science or intelligence and technology.
Fuck yeah. Can I take a hunger point away since I drank blood from the car?
Yes. Sorry,
Okay,
I forgot you
fuck
drank
yeah.
that. You could take that off your thing now. Y'all,
Fuck yeah.
I
6
had-
successes. Suck it.
Delia knows the inside
got-
and outsides of a fucking soda stream.
I got 4 out of 5 successes.
Focused on this.
4 out of 5 successes. Let's fucking go.
I'm not rolling because he can't mess with technology.
He's the guinea pig.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the drinker. That's what he is.
I am actually looking into this to see if it's possible so I can give you guys a
If not, rule of cool it.
Can you put blood in?
I searched
Yes,
it
you
up.
can. You can
Yes!
get blood. So you guys.
I was like, as Cam was trying to figure out like what you can roll, I googled it. I'm like, now that's in my search history. Can you carbonate blood? And all the questions are like,
Sure.
listen, maybe they're talking about someone else's blood, not necessarily their blood. Now, if they said it was animal blood, it would be less creepy. I'm just like, sitting here like, so this is in my history now.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I'm gonna have the NSA agents watching my search history going, what the fuck is this idiot doing, thanks to y'all, just so you know. But yeah, no, after some experimenting, you know, working on some ratios, you try it with water to dilute it, maybe some vodka, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you guys do manage to create carbonated blood. I can't believe I had to
Blood
actually figure out how to do
soda!
it. I'm not high enough for this, y'all.
I'm so glad we carried on with this bit, Corgi.
Yes.
Oh my god. So, out of character stuff, I need somebody to make a sticker that just says Zelia and Tia Incorporated Blood Soda patent pending.
One of the flavors is like a kind
Sponsored
of like
by the church.
citrusy.
Ooh,
It's quite literally blood orange.
the name is gonna be Zetia.
Bezetia! Yes!
Zetia.
I would love the
Zetia blood
idea.
soda.
Zelia, and then Tia. Zetia.
I would love the
Zetia's blood
idea
soda.
that the soda says produced by them, but sponsored by the church.
Yes! Yes! Sponsored
The
by
first
the
church sponsored soda.
Oh my god. Okay, on that note, you guys do that. You celebrate your success. You have about 10 minutes to get to your respective coffins to wait out the night. And yeah, so let's go to BRB because I need 5.
Wow. We are back.
All right, guys. So because Otter Space was unable to join us, and we don't want to do too much without them, we're going to be going ahead and calling it here. Thank you to Dice and Destinies for hosting us, as always. Thank you to my wonderful players for giving me a lot of shit to think about when I pop an edible later. Thank you all for that. And thank you to the amazing viewers for all of your amazingness. Thank you to all the hype, all the subscribes, the hype train, all that fun stuff, and yeah.
And thank you to Q Cosplay for hosting the game tonight.
Keep an eye out, because tomorrow we might be fucking around and finding out. Who knows?
So, Friday we should be having our Pathfinder game. Sunday we will have our regularly scheduled WTF game. On the 12th we will not be having any stream, for I am running my Witchlight game, and until the 21st you will probably not see me here on Dice and Destinies. Possibly someone else running a one-shot, because Prime Week is starting and I'm gonna go through hell. We hope you have
next Wednesday we will not be having New Orleans by night, but we will be having Phoenix by night.
True.
It's the one time I get to play, okay?
I am very much excited to see what happens this week. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Stay hydrated and don't let the kindred bite. Bye.
Or do.
Motherfuckers.
Or do.
No.
Jonathan has very
Keep
nice
your
teeth.
safe word handy.
Good night, everyone.
Nice.
Night.
Good night.